Good morning. The topic that I will present now is the experience of a PhD program in Portugal on TA that was started in 2009. And my name is Moniz. I'm a professor at University Nova of Lisbon. It's the new University of Lisbon, although it was founded in '73. And I am also researcher at the Institute for Technology Assessment and Systems Analysis at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. The first question, it would be probably we will come up again with this question, is why a PhD program in on TA? Of course, the main reason is to deepen the knowledge about the technology embedded processes in society, and especially in this case, in this university or faculty where I am since '83, is to raise awareness on the social implications of technology developments, which is the topic that I'm working since then. And usually our students are from engineering side. And then as a sociologist and with my colleagues of the Department of Applied Social Sciences that are coming from history of science or economics and management, we were developing this pedagogical approach of social sciences for technical oriented students. But then in this way, we can say that this university, or especially this faculty, has a long experience of these activities in the field of TA, especially on STS in different domains, and sociology of technology, where I was developing my career. There was also a demand for specialized study program, mainly for the high-ranked professionals that were connected with the decision process about technology. There was, in a way, STS studies in Portugal. There is some tradition, especially in the field of economics of innovation, or even history of technology, but nothing on TA as courses in master degrees or PhD. And then the target people, public for this type of PhD program would be these persons, professionals that would work in large companies, large-sized companies, in the fields of industry where technology is playing an important role and where they need some knowledge about these change processes, especially in transport, telecommunications, energy, electronics. But also there was some sort of demand from consulting companies that are dealing with this decision process on technologies, and at the same time public administration services, especially in Portugal. There is some tradition in some ministries to develop some observatories, strategic on strategic aspects of, for example, economics or employment, or even on innovation processes. And for this type of public, they had backgrounds on engineering mostly, and some on social sciences, but this kind of knowledge, specific knowledge of technology assessment was missing. The PhD program started, as I mentioned, in the beginning in 2009. And there was a process of approval inside the faculty, then the university, the rectorship, and then the ministry. It follows, and this is important to say and to explain how it is structured, follows the principles of the so-called Bologna Treaty model. He had a starting, also a starting structure from this program to support a network, a national network on TA that became observers with the observer status in the EPTA, because although we had these students and teaching staff around the topics of TA, there were, as I mentioned, other experts in other universities, in other institutions that were dealing with TA-related topics. Then this network, although starting from the PhD program, because it was easier to follow this way, but integrated also these other experts. The program had, in the last years, growing interest from these large companies, and we have two grants paid to two students, one from a company that is in the field of transport infrastructures, and the other is a technological center that coordinates activities for metal industry sector. Then other scholarship grants from Portugal and from Brazil as well. The students, of course, at the beginning we had a large number of students, and in the last years, mostly because there are tuition and fees, and then due to these financial problems in Portugal, some students even they had to abandon. They registered at the beginning, then they saw that they could not have this possibility to pay. But then there are new mechanisms to attract also foreign students that we are developing in this stage. It is the main characteristic is an interdisciplinary program, as I mentioned, with students from different backgrounds, not only engineering, but also sociology or economics, political sciences, and it has a structure based on a learning unit, basic for the issues related with the TA, and then the research process that will lead to the thesis, final thesis. There are several Erasmus agreements that are directly related with the program. KIT, Frankfurt and Duisburg in Germany, Sofia, Twente, Liège, Vilnius and Basque Country. In the topics that the students should learn, the basic topics are those provided from different departments at the faculty on foresight analysis methods that I'm responsible for it, history of science and technology, participative methods that is provided by the Department of Environmental Studies, economic and management, and evaluation of science and technology from the Department of Chemistry, and methods of decision support from the mathematics. And there are, of course, other add-on units that can be provided by the students, can choose from all those offered by the faculty or other faculties of the university. That depends on their interests or complementary fields for their thesis. In terms of applied research, this means theses that, research theses that are underway. Here there is a description of those that are underway until now, and there are from the field of health on radiology or on audiology, brain-computer interfaces, to others related with energy storage systems or e-mobility, intelligent infrastructures, additive manufacturing, disruptive innovation, and so forth, and railway transports. Which is interesting is that the program was initiated with the cooperation of ITES, KIT. Then I was during a sabbatical leave in 2007 at ITES, and then from there I could prepare the design of the whole program with their support of colleagues at ITES, KIT. And then, since then, there has been a long process of cooperation where colleagues from ITES could attend and participate with keynote presentations at the conferences of the PhD program or winter schools. Also other colleagues from other universities like Liège, for example, they were as well there. But we also develop, and this is an aim, to develop joint papers in these international settings. Then there is an impulse for the students and other colleagues to develop their research in a joint way. And those are examples of different publications and presentations in international congresses that were done with students and of this PhD program, together with other colleagues mainly from ITES in this case. To conclude, I would say, yeah, because I tried to be very concise, and then for the questions I can develop aspects that you find more interesting. One aspect is clear. Although it seems that, well, it's a program established in a national setting, but with contacts and cooperation with other countries, we find that it is very important to even expand this process, this international cooperation. And we can do that either establishing partnerships with different institutional frames. For example, there are some tools like the Erasmus Plus now, or Horizon 2020, or even other national settings where we can do some partnerships with other universities for some special trackings. For example, we are now working on this, and there are several way on ethics and responsible innovation, another track on health technology assessment or energy transition scenarios, governance and public participation. Then I conclude here my presentation just to give a small idea about this program, and then I'm available for your comments. Thank you.
Any clarification questions?
Thank you very much. It's very interesting overview. You talked about PhD program. Is it also something in direction of Master of Science? Because if your addresses are engineering students, most of them like to start their job after Bachelor of Science, and only the scientists remain for Master of Science. So to be much more practical, are there some things in this?
Yeah, the question is interesting. We have mixed backgrounds. There are students with Master of Arts and others with Master of Sciences backgrounds. Well, you need to have this master. There are some cases, very few, where you can evaluate the curriculum of the students, although they don't have a master level, but they have some post-graduation studies. Nevertheless, the main aim is to have students that could have this professional experience on decision about technology changes in their organizations. That's why we have some cases, few cases, where students came just from the post-graduation or master degree studies and then they enrolled in this program. The majority of the cases are, well, older or more experienced students that just after their years of experience in their job, they were dealing all the time with these tools, although they felt that there was lacking some more specific knowledge, more advanced knowledge on these TA tools. And of course, they try to see what the program can offer them. It is not, and this is sometimes difficult because it is not a program of sociology or history or philosophy. No, it's in a hybrid field like TA. That can mean everything and nothing. The fact that it is being provided at the Faculty of Engineering has these two important aspects. For one side, it was recognized by my all more than 500 fellows, professors at this faculty, that it was important even for the faculty to offer, besides PhD programs on nanotechnology or environmental sciences or chemistry, green chemistry, or any electronics and so forth, computer sciences, also these fields. There was somehow, and this is important, to have this TA topic as recognized among the offered PhD or advanced education on TA. On the other side, for students with social sciences or humanities background, it is, although they are working within these fields, they didn't have this more technical oriented perspective. Although it's not engineering, of course, as you saw, most of the teaching topics are in the field of social sciences. But it was a way for them to have more deep knowledge about these tools. Of course, for example, in methods of decision process, that is provided by the mathematics department, especially it's operational research topics. Well, for the persons that had some background on mathematics, it's not so complicated and they do that easily. But those that are coming from social sciences or philosophy, well, they have some trouble to get on these topics. It's normal, no? But well, it's a way of precisely with this training, the curricular part, to have a common ground of knowledge that enable them to go forward to topics, research topics that are related with technology assessment, because they need to although, for example, some are working on these health aspects. Some of them, they were with master degrees, but they were technicians, health technicians, and dealing with audiology or radiology. Well, and then they didn't have these. They were involved in processes that were where they were asked to have some opinion about the choice of technologies or adaptation of some technologies to the needs of the organization or their patients or whatsoever. They needed to have some more knowledge about these decision processes and the involvement of different stakeholders in the process, and this was quite useful for them. The same applies to others in other fields where they were engineers, straight oriented to technology development, but then they felt that there is missing some knowledge about the social dimensions. Yeah.
Any short clarification question, and then we move on.
How do you integrate practical aspects in the lessons?
In the lessons, yes, although the curriculum part is not the major part of these studies, as you could see. But what is meant is that they should choose at a very early stage of the program the topics for their thesis. This means that they should choose, or they come already with some thinking about what the topics that they want to go forward. Then we try to help them in this stage. Yeah, always. And then we try always that they present their reports for different disciplines on the topics of their wished field of research. And this is why we want that they have this possibility to apply and to deepen their knowledge in this technological field.